What if Alex Pretti was a black American? I think that's an important question to ask. Yeah, I think that's an important question to ask because I don't think anybody has asked themselves that basic question. I was watching this and I started thinking, what if Alex were a black man?
This is a moment the news movement filmed on January 13th in Minneapolis, showing a man who appears to be Alex Pretti interacting with federal immigration agents 11 days before Border Patrol shot and killed him. Our footage was analyzed by the BBC, whose facial recognition technology confirmed his identity to a 97% degree of accuracy. On the morning of January 13th, our team received a tip that federal agents were blocking a street at the corner of East 36th and Park Avenue in Minneapolis. We arrived around 10:15 a.m. We saw observers shouting at the agents as they walked back to their vehicles. When they started driving away, the man kicked their taillight. An agent then got out of the vehicle, grabbed him, and pushed him to the ground. During the altercation, agents fired tear gas and pepper balls into the crowd. They continued to hold the man down before they retreat, and he walks away.
Okay, so here goes the thing, fam. Here goes my point.
Soon after that,
what if Alex Pretti was a black man and he was caught on tape doing this? Would Anna Navarro still be on The View saying, or on CNN? Anna Navarro was on CNN and she was talking about how amazing Alex Pretti was.
They killed the wrong guy, right? Because this is like the perfect guy. Alex Pretti is the guy you would want to date your daughter. The guy you would want your son to grow up to be. A decent human being who was serving humanity, serving sick veterans, who is, there is nothing that has been said about that man that isn't wonderful. And so
Alex Pretti was the type of man you want your daughter to bring home. He was excellent. He was fantastic. He was amazing. He's the best of us. Family, they just overlooked this shit. He was violent as a motherfucker. Violent than a motherfucker. He was super violent. Remember that video of Michael Brown in the grocery store?
Different people are seeing different things tonight in this newly released video from this Ferguson convenience store. Keep your eye on the box of cigarillos. That's Michael Brown Jr. the night before he was killed in 2014 by a city police officer, and what police have always described as a strong-arm robbery, his one hand grabbing the cigars, his other on the storekeeper's neck.
Remember, how many people remember Michael Brown, the young man who was shot in long distance with no gun on him, no weapon on him, long distance shot, executed by the cop in Ferguson? Remember that? And then they used a video from like the day before, whatever. He was in a convenience store. He got into a pushing and shoving match with the owner of the store. That was it. That was it. All of a sudden, people stopped talking about Michael Brown because they showed a picture of a teenager arguing with a sales clerk. And I think he took a pack of Swisher Sweets.
That's not stealing the store.
That interpretation matters because of this video that authorities released days after the shooting. The next morning, Brown is back at the store and what police have always described as a strong-arm robbery, his one hand grabbing the cigars, his other on the storekeeper's neck.
The picture they painted of my nephew was not right.
You remember this? They used that tape to demonize Michael Brown. If Alex Pretti were a black man, and he was seen on video spitting at police, ICE police. Yeah, ICE police. You even get the word ICE inside police. How you not know that shit? People talk like ICE is not police. ICE is police. They get a paycheck to carry out law enforcement type activity that they're doing, okay? They're not mail clerks. They're doing law enforcement work. Hence the vests, the badges and shit, okay? So what Alex did was spit at them, then damage their vehicle, then not comply with orders, and start tussling with them. If a black man did that, they would not be saying how amazing he was and how the type of man anybody would want to have as a son-in-law. as a son. Oh, praise Alex. Now, I'm not shitting on the dead. I'm just presenting to you a scenario that Alex, what if he was black? We already know what would happen, right? We already know how, I just demonstrated to you how we did Michael Brown. He was vilified in death over an incident that occurred that had nothing to do with anything. And he wasn't even 18 years old. Was he 18? Maybe he was 17, 18? He was a young man. He was not 37. Male nurse, 37. With a gun on him. With prior altercations with police. No, he wasn't. When I see person after person, like caping for Alex Pretti.
They murdered a man. He is standing, he has his phone, and he has a bottle of water. And they shot him 10 times. What the?
It's time to shut this shit down, yo. It's time to shut it down. This entire system.
My mental state today, after spending the weekend watching these videos over and over and over again, is fragile.
The spidey sense to ask basic questions like, hey, if Alex Pretti were black, would they be doing that shit? And then when you can deduce, nah, they wouldn't, maybe you're being played as a fool. Maybe you are a guarding tool at that moment. Maybe you're a sucker for going along with that. Because if we would not get the same treatment, why are you giving it to them for this? Folks, I'm being very simple and playing it up front with you, and all I'm saying is, if Alex Pretti were a black man and he was seen doing this, we wouldn't even hear his name said ever again. These motherfuckers talking, they're going to erect a statue to this guy, like he was defending and saving the whales. He was not. He was a belligerent asshole. Looks like he was mentally unstable. His own family was like, hey, man, don't go get into this shit. Stay out of it. He wouldn't got into it anyway. I remember in Baltimore when a young black kid was trying to go outside. Remember that black kid that went outside to the riots and his mom caught him? I had y'all remember this? It was a black mother in Baltimore. It went viral. She goes out in the street, she's looking for her son because her son's out there in the riots. She told his ass to stay home. And she found him and she started whooping him upside the head and took his ass home. Just pop, 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 pop. You had our community, Tony Roberts was on my show when I covered it, and we covered it live. It was funny. Tony Roberts, hilarious, man.
Did you see the one with the mom? She knew her son was out there and went out there.
You saw that. You on it. You on it.
What? Son? That's, oh, man. And then like the police chief said, we need more moms like that to come out there, more parents to come out there. But tell us how it happened. You need to hear the whole story. I think every parent need to go out there with belts, sticks, everything they got, and knock their son in the goddamn head, for real, and get your ass home. What you doing out here setting fires?
Shout out to Tony Roberts, man. Tony T. Roberts. Funny, man. So anyway, the point is this. That's what the Pretti people wanted to do to Pretti, but Pretti was a grown-ass man, almost 40. They can't beat him upside the head and make him come home, but they wanted him to. And all I'm saying is, there's double standards in this country. And all this shit is a psyop. All of this, it's all a scheme, a scam. It's one thing that's worse than these people getting away with the bullshit. It's us lying to ourselves to help them. They're not being honest. They're not being real, and they're just using you to get what they want. That's it. You can't make this up, but they did. They damn sure did, fam. All right. Let me know what y'all think about this segment in the comment section. I mean, it's just something that crossed my mind. And I think I'm going to continue to do segments like this where we pause for the calls and we ask the questions mainstream media doesn't ask themselves. One of those questions is going to be, hey, what if a black guy did that? What if a black American did that? What if a black woman did that? What if a black man did? Because I think it's important to voice these opinions, to have these conversations. They would have saw Alex as an unhinged, dangerous individual. Because something happens when the person who is yelling and spitting and kicking property belonging to the government, when that person's skin is brown, oh, it seemed different. It's not seen as a hero fighting for justice. It seemed scary.
Are they messing up the suburbs like that?
They're not going to the rich, the suburbs, the more affluent areas, no.
You know why though? They straight will shoot you down.
Hello?
You said you get a gas can in your hand out there. They put you down. They have no time for that out there.
Become a member of this show. Go to jointimberlake.com.